Hey guys, so I'm a GC2, but today I'm going to be sneaking into a Diamond 3 ranked lobby. Now, I'll mostly be focusing on positioning and game sense, and I'll try not to do anything too mechanically challenging, because what this will do is help you guys understand what a higher ranked player sees, and what allows this level to be so easy for me to pass through. At the end of the video, I'll be carefully watching the entire replay from my Diamond teammate's perspective, so I hope this provides you guys with some really interesting things to take into your games. I hope you enjoy, and I'll see you in the video. So, kickoff goes in my favor, and I can't score it, but I do get a demo. My teammate should be in right now. It looks like he is either AFK or sitting in goal. It's an interesting hit off the wall there. He does manage to keep it from going mid. I fake that so that they do the hard clearing for me. And now I'll support my teammate here. I have to get mid for a pass. It looks like I'm a little laggy, which is just going to further even the playing field, so that's good. Now I'll let my teammate go up for that since he sees that I'm not. Whoa, that was laggy. And my only job there is to just 50, so let me block this. Then my teammate shouldn't go for that. Okay, good. But he can go for this thing here. So one thing that's going on is there's a lot of quick decision making. So I'll have to break this down in the replay afterwards. Why I keep changing my mind so quickly. And it's because I don't fully know what my teammate is capable of. So I start to say, oh, he should go for this. And then I realize, wait, no, maybe he shouldn't. And so you always have to be adaptable when you're solo queuing like this. And always be prepared to go for something or let your teammate go. And never decide on one option before you see your teammate fully go for this. So, for example, I feel like a grand champion should have gone for that ball there, instead of let it bounce multiple times in a dangerous area, especially when their net was slightly open. But I went instead, because I knew he wouldn't go for that. Alright, nice job keeping it close. Ooh, my bad there. If that goes in, that's on me. Yeah, so my teammate did get a poor 50. I don't think he hit the ball, but I should never have missed that there. So it allows them to have a perfectly open shot in the midfield, and my teammate can't get back to it. But yeah, so let's keep going. If you are in champion, you should be cheating up for that ball there, and just doing your best to put a shot on target, because those are prime moments when your teammate wins the kickoff straight up like that, especially on the opponent's side. Alright, so I faked there because me and my teammate were a little too close to each other, so I tried to get the ball to him. This is a moment from that pack that the training that I showed you guys in that one video, my most popular video, is that you just wait for the timing, and once you get it down, it's pretty easy to pop the ball into an air dribble like that. And as you can see, the other player didn't get the timing, and so I just easily beat him and walked the ball into their net off of the air dribble. Fake that, and then 50 it. I was hoping to get it behind him, not me, but like I always say, if it doesn't go in your net, it's a good 50. Sorry, I was air dribbling, so my mind said air dribble, but let's keep going. So I'm gonna let my teammate get this here, and now I can push up for this. I have to make sure I hit that, not hit it into anywhere specific, but hit it because I was third man there. My teammate had committed for something, and if I had missed, it would be a goal. So it's good to recognize those moments and make sure that you hit the ball properly. Oh, that was almost a good hit for my teammate. Driving along the goal line. I'm just going to block that there. You don't need to put the save into anywhere crazy. You just need to make sure that the ball can't go into the goal. And to do that, you just have to be in front of it. So all your focus should be getting in front of the ball. You don't need speed, you don't need power, all that kind of stuff. You just need to be where the ball will be. So I'm rotating out here because I thought my teammate would go in. I only knew that he wouldn't once I started rotating. So here, sorry, okay. One thing I was doing there is I was letting my car weave back and forth a little bit, like this, to make them not sure when I was going to jump or move. And when they finally did shoot, all I do there is try to hit it off my own backboard, kind of like a poor shot. Think about if you've ever tried to redirect the ball on target. It's so much easier to miss than it is to score. And there I could tell my teammate wasn't going to make the save just out of the corner of my eye, so I made sure to go. And as I said, just be in front of the ball. Ooh, that was on me. Another one. So that was another one of those moments where I recognized that I was last back, and all I had to do was just block the ball. But as you can see, I was a little slow, and it goes in. Now I can see my teammate sitting still as if he's angry at me, but I have been carrying him with the saves. So hopefully he keeps a good attitude about it, and doesn't blame me, a GC2 in his lobby, for the result that will occur. Take the shot, he says. All right, this will be prime content to break down, because as you can see from my perspective, I didn't have enough boost to get to that properly, and it was a little too dangerous to take a shot at. So you can see that he didn't understand that, and so he thought that he had to control what I was doing. I went up a little bit late for that and only got the ball holder. And as I usually say, when you do jump up as first man, you just want to hit ball or boy. So I did do my job successfully. Now here's a pass mid. My teammate was a little bit awkwardly wide. I was hoping he would start jumping mid, but perhaps he's not used to passes at this level. Okay, so they clear it. Let's see. I think that was a little laggy because I thought I hit that solidly on my screen. So hopefully my teammate can catch us on his roof. Nope, it'll have to be me. Whoa! The rotating back guy ended up perfectly pinching this with me. Calculated. But it's a good tying goal. So now my teammate surely can't blame me since I've scored and saved multiple times. And now we're in overtime. So I'm going to bounce this off the back wall and go for just a nice double. So I didn't want to lose this game because it does make for good content. But I'll definitely break down everything that happened leading up to this moment where I just displayed a little bit more mechanics than necessary to win at this level. Alright, so come and join me in the replay and we'll get on learning about how you guys can improve. Alright, here we are in the replay. Now, I know we won the game, however sometimes it's best to look at those games that had really close comebacks at the end, because you can see exactly where you flipped a switch and suddenly started playing with a winning mentality. Now, as you can see, my teammate was AFK at the beginning, and he had somewhat of a poor hit the moment he comes back. This is something that you would not want to flip into. If you watch my gameplay, you'll see that anytime I have open space like this, I like to jump to cushion the ball a little bit, or perhaps stop boosting and just let the ball hit off me and continue in the direction that I'm going. Keeping it close and being able to take it up the walls or put it on my roof. Instead, my teammate does this. He flips into it at full power, bouncing it off the wall, and then panics a little bit. So one thing you want to do is just stay close to that. If you are going to flip like this, make sure you don't land like this. So that's one thing you want to practice, is just recoveries. Once you hit the ball, you can try hitting the ball poorly, seeing what that does to your car, and then landing properly on all four tires and holding power slide. I sometimes do enjoy shooting when the final defender is pushed all the way up on me, and you guys have seen that a couple times. I've scored them. I think I scored a nice one in the Champion 2 video. Now, one thing here though is that you can see that Mr. Angel is on the back boost. So likely he has about 100, and also he'll have enough time to get all the way back to the goal for an easy save. So shooting this is almost the worst decision possible, instead of pushing it downfield and trying to 50 it with him or fake him out in some way. So as you can see, he gets this quite easily. Mr. Angel does end up booming it back straight at my teammate, which is not the wisest decision. You want to control it in those kind of scenarios. But it looks like my teammate doesn't have the physical control to get out to this ball successfully. So one thing you want to practice if you're this level, which is Diamond 3/Champion 1, is learning how to flip on the corners. So I'm going to quickly put a little video on right now just to show you guys. But when you're in the corners like this, jump off and do a diagonal flip, do a speed flip, front flip, any kind of flip possible to try to land perfectly on the other side of the corner. And practice this every time you're in free play. When you're doing that part of the training where you don't touch the ball, make sure you go into the corners and try to flip to the other corner, using different types of flips every single time. That way, when you're in a scenario like this and you're on the offense or on the defense, you can really easily get to balls like this, somewhat like how I scored the final goal. Instead, he falls off the wall, power slides, and starts moving down the field, using up all his boost. Doesn't follow a path of boosts, and instead goes all the way to the back corner while we continue our attack. So whenever the ball is staying in the opponent's half, never cross your half again to go get boost. Now, I am guilty of this too. A lot of us are. But if you truly want to rank up extremely high, make sure you stay close to the play as you pick up boost. So it's tempting to get 100 boost. However, you don't actually need it to pull off most of the plays that involve scoring unless you're air dribbling or making some sort of crazy double tap play. So he does not need this boost in the far corner. What he can do instead is pick up any of these pads that we can see in the screen right now on the opponent's side of the field. Because as you can see here, I land and I turn on this because he's not here. What I would have loved to see at GC level is my teammate going for this right now. I know, it's quite close and quite high paced. However, I am rotating out at the moment. I am in a safe enough position that if my teammate starts jumping at this moment, I can collect this boost and be in a safe position by the time he reaches the ball. Instead, I notice that he's all the way in the back corner, and so I turn and make sure that they can't get it out of their half. He does another one of those movements that I talked about in my last video, where while assessing what's going on, he backs up. Now, this is to get a little bit of space, but you should never have to back up. You should always be assessing as you move, and he should understand right now how far he can push up without the need to back up. That way, the moment something happens and you have to react, you have forward momentum only. So as you can see, he's starting up from 0, or negative even. He's backing up, he knows what he has to do, and so he's accelerating from 0. And it loses a lot of its pace. One thing you want to do as a Diamond 3/champion, I know a lot of you guys are really consistent at aerialing from the walls, however you do it extremely slowly. So look at the speed here, he isn't supersonic, he lightly goes up, he pops it off the wall, waits till he sees what's going on, and then he flips. And it's like, that takes so long that he would be challenged easily by a GC. So make sure that you go quickly in times when you do need to, and this is one of those. He has an opponent guarding him at the moment. So instead of going nice and delicately off the wall, he should be speeding to this, making sure that he keeps control in the air, and then passing it down to me, because you can see me in the entire shot there. Now, this is the moment where I just knew where the bounce was going better than the opponent did. As you can see from his perspective, he has, first of all, got his camera settings extremely far out. So reads like this are already going to be difficult for him. And there you can see it. He just doesn't understand exactly where that ball will bounce. Meanwhile, I have a perfect read on it and can just take it up over him and down into the goal. I go for kickoff. My teammate does the wrong thing here. Now, you can do two options at kickoff, as I've said before. You can cheat up, or you can go to the right for boost. However, whichever one you do, you want to do it at the fastest speed possible. Now, you don't want to sit here like this. Watch. I go, he's sitting, and now he decides. You don't want to do that. You want to be as quick as possible on whatever decision you make, so that for the next play, you are in your position as soon as possible and ready to act. That was a good hit right here. Now my teammate, so this actually should have been a goal here. One thing you guys will want to do is, I think it's called a Doomsee Dish, and that's just knowing where to drive on the wall so you can jump off and flip back towards the wall to hit it into the goal. I'm actually going to go find a pack for this, so it'll be in the description below and possibly on the screen right now. But make sure you guys practice this every once in a while. You don't need to absolutely master it, but just have a basic understanding, because you'll score goals like this a lot more consistently. Yeah, as you can see here, he doesn't quite understand how to get the ball into the goal when he's on the wall beside it. So I 50 this here. I leave, thinking that my teammate's going to jump and try to score this. Now, this is the moment where I said, oh, I thought he'd be going in, and now I knew he wasn't. So I immediately head all the way back, because I am just completely low on boost, expecting him to go in for this. And so I just kind of reset us. I go all the way back behind him, indicating that it's his turn, even though we're going to be less aggressive on this play. If you have full boost here, I would almost recommend just cutting off your teammate's rotation here and getting to the ball first and applying pressure, because you always want to have a man pressuring the ball and not letting the opponents build up their attack too far. That's why at Grand Champion level you start challenging the ball earlier and earlier and earlier, and that just means rotating in the moment your teammate rotates out. Now, as you can see here, I'm going to play this a little bit slower. Watch my car here. Backwards, forwards, backwards. So I am trying to use my car to show the opponent the wrong intentions. He thinks that maybe I'm going to jump and challenge now, and so he takes a shot. Then my only goal here is to jump at the exact right time, and that is just a double jump to hit the ball off target. Now, a lot of people try too hard in moments like this. They jump up and then they try to backflip and clear it. All you have to do is simply double jump and miss by an inch. That's all it takes. And suddenly you've prevented a goal and my teammate is able to collect. The opponent misses the boost here, so my teammate should score this. It's a very poor shot, incredibly poor shot. This would have been Mr. Angel's fault had it gone in, not because he missed the first boost. That's reasonable. So it's okay to miss this boost here. However, if you miss this, well, first of all, he missed it because he wasn't holding power slide. Again, I hold power slide. If you were to look at my ball chasing stats, I hold it 100 plus times a game. And I noticed that a lot of diamond players don't even hold it 3. So make sure that you understand how to power slide because it is so valuable. But now back to this. The player doesn't power slide, he misses the boost here. And he goes for the boost in such a dangerous position. So what you want to do instead is make sure that you are between the ball and the goal no matter how much boost you have. This is one of those instances of ball over boost. And I could tell immediately that it should be a goal because you can see Mr. Angel's trajectory. If a perfect shot is taken here, there's no possible way he can save it. But what we see here is my teammate jump up and it looks like he doesn't actually get the timing wrong. But what he does is he stops boosting. Now, if you saw my free play video part 2, you'll remember that I said to generate a lot of power, one of the things you want to do is boost through your hits. This prevents your car from getting knocked around a little bit as you're hitting, especially if you're not flipping. And it just generates that power that you need. It's like following through with your foot when kicking a ball. He doesn't use any more boost, possibly because of the flip he's going for. I would have speed flipped here, which allows you to boost while you're doing it. He tried to do a front flip, but that had no power on it because he simply didn't boost in the time that he needed to. I keep this close and try to pass it mid, but it's a poor pass. I think my teammate was also a little bit awkward. So as you can see here, you can tell that I've jumped off the wall and that if I'm going to pass, it'll be any second now. However, if you can see from my teammate here, he's heading off in this direction. I go up the wall here and I would have liked to see him push straight upfield. Instead, he's going diagonally out right now. And so I pass, but he's nowhere near, and now he turns inward. I will say though that the pass was very lackluster. It did not go half as far as I wanted it to go. However, my teammate could have been positioned better, and so this is one of those opportunities where if they had scored, it would have been another 2 mistakes. Poor pass, poor positioning, and they could have capitalized. We get a nice pinch here with Mr. Angel, who I think he's mortified afterwards. And this just goes to show, don't rotate back ball side. That's one thing. And also that flips commit you to things. You can't unflip once you've started flipping. And that's one of the beauties of a wave dash is that you can do the dash motion, and if you decide to stop halfway through, you haven't dashed yet. Doing these giant front flips commits him for at least 1/5 of the field. So there's 1/5, there's 2/5, bang. He's scored an own goal. That's absolutely spectacular. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I do hope that you got something out of this because this was a really fun game to play and a fun one to analyze. I hope it gets you over that little cusp into champion, or if you're anywhere below champion, I really hope that it helps you get up into diamond at least. And I'll see you guys in the next video. All right, have a good day. Goodbye.